Hello, everyone, once again for my Facebook Live session. My name is Mark Stark, and we've got some great content for you today. As you know, I'm here every Tuesday at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time. Today, we have Kim Nathanson and Holly Hoepfner. Say hello, Holly and Kim. Woo! All right, we're gonna have some fun today, and we're gonna talk about today. We want to dominate a geographical farm, and I get this question all the time. What are the things that we should do if we're going to, one, move down this farm road, number one, and number two, listen, if we're going to do it, we want to dominate it. And you two have successfully continued to grow your market share in a geographical farm that you decided to do together. So I want to jump right in. Why don't you just start off and tell us a little bit about why you chose that particular farm and how you guys ended up connecting over that farm.
I'll start.
Okay.
So I lived in Monte Vista when first started marketing, and I originally started on my own marketing the community, and then about a year and a half, 2 years later, Kim moved into the same community, into Monte Vista. And so basically we were in a cookie baking group around the holidays, and I invited her, and we were talking to maybe we should work together and farm together the neighborhoods. And
now this is in Scottsdale. This is in the Scottsdale market. Just FYI.
Yeah, Cave Creek,
Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool. And so you guys do your business separately. All right. So talk a little bit about that. I think people don't realize we have these different types of partnerships where you're not a partner in all your business, but you decided strategically to join forces as it came to this one geographical farm. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, there's about 302 homes in this community, which, it's a nice sized community. It's not too big. It's not too small. And, Holly's been doing this a lot longer than I have. And we definitely have different styles, but we work well together. We each bring something different to our relationship in this geographical farm, and strengths. And so, we thought it was a good idea to partner up and work the farm together.
Yeah, love it.
She's good at a lot of the flyers and the creative side, and we band together to come up with the ideas, but we always walk the neighborhood together. So we always do everything as a team. When we're out in the public eye, we always go out together. And so I think we're a good fit as far as the team goes, and we complement each other's strengths and weaknesses. So
yes.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, specifically when you're focusing on your strengths, and each of you are doing that part, and I love that. What's the average sales price in this area?
In this neighborhood, the average sales price last year was around, I think we sold $728,000. That was last year, but it has since jumped like dramatically within the last couple of months.
Like 800,000.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Now, I remember when we were talking, there's some new product, okay, that is probably, you're just going to start seeing some of that come on the market, and that's in a much higher area, but still in the same area. What is that, around 2 million?
Our neighborhood?
No, it's the new product.
There's different. There's different series. And the very last series that they just pretty much finished about a year ago, Toll Brothers, it's more of a custom. They're on the larger lots, they're on half-acre lots, and they are the more expensive homes. And so they start at like 1.2, and then they do go up to a little over 2 million. So we hope to be getting a lot more of those this year or next year, just because the average people moving time is between 5 and 7 years, and so we haven't really been able to capture that market yet, just because the homes are newer. So
okay, beautiful. And how long have you both been working this neighborhood together?
About 5 years.
About 5 years. Now I remember you talking about that. It started off slow, was kind of just a offshoot idea and you were trying different things here and there. But when did you really start getting organized and serious and saying, look, if we're going to make a dent and do something powerful in this neighborhood, when did you really start with an organized plan of attack?
I'd say about 3 years ago, about 2017, we started to sit down and discuss, okay, if we're going to do this neighborhood, we need to be consistent. We weren't being consistent. We weren't getting noticed in the neighborhood. There are definitely a lot of other agents, but we are the only agents that market to the neighborhood. So we decided that we needed to do something quarterly and monthly. And so when Holly first started, she was doing the quarterly mailers, which we have one. They're, very of good quality. They give articles.
This one says Monte Vista.
Oh, this one says Monte Vista. Yeah. And we direct it to the neighborhood, and on the back,
and we have our listings that we have currently showcased.
Wow.
How do I even do this? There.
And then it gives articles in it, and then on the back we give the market stats. So people are getting this. It used to be quarterly, but now they're getting it every 2 months.
About every 2 months. And just for all the viewers, so what does that run you each run? So every time you have to send that out, what's the cost of that?
Oh, 400, almost 450.
Yeah, it's about $400 every 2 or 3 months. And then we split the cost of everything. So it does help to have a partner to split the cost of all your marketing.
Yes.
That is definitely one benefit of partnering up. Now, one thing that was really impressive when we were talking about this was your knowledge together of the neighborhood. And like you said, you both have lived in the neighborhood, at some aspect, some time, and you really have learned the neighborhood. You got to tell the story of you ran into one of the owners, all right, and what happened with that, if you remember what story you told me about. He did not know his model.
Yeah, so this was, we were out, we like to do some type of, we door knock the neighborhood, although it's hard to door knock in our neighborhood because a lot of the courtyards have locked gates. So we do hang a lot of stuff if we can't get to the door. So we were out doing our Love It or List It that we do for February. And we were out there hanging these on the doors, and a couple came up to us. They were out doing their daily walk. And they said, we know you. We think we know you because we get so much of your stuff. We see your face, on your flyers. You drop off some great, items for us. And we think we know you. And we want to talk about, possibly putting our house on the market. And we asked them, what model do you have? And they said, we don't know. We don't know what model we have. And so because we've lived in the neighborhood and we know which floor plans, Holly built her house. I was the second person to move into my house. So, we knew the floor plans. And so we just started asking them.
We're like, what's your square footage? Does yours have like a little courtyard in the middle? Like, is it 1 story or 2 story? And then we were able to say, oh, you have the Velaga or you have the this. So, and then they were like, oh, okay, that's the one I have. So it was funny. But
that is such a huge
point.
point.
Nice to be able to talk to them and know the neighborhood.
It's very important to know the product you're selling. If you don't know the product you're selling, you can't be the expert, the residential expert in the neighborhood or the specialist in the neighborhood. So you really, really need to know the product you're selling and all the models and all the floor plans and square footages and, things like that.
Yeah, I can attest to the fact. I know sales executives have lost listings because a homeowner will say, we chose this person because they really know our neighborhood. And we wanted someone who really knew our neighborhood. And that's why, and I know we're a broken record on this sometimes, but that hyper local understanding is really key. So knowing, the information about that neighborhood backwards and forwards is so powerful, not only because it's going to make them more comfortable, but what a more powerful conversation you can have with homeowners because as the conversation goes, they're not going to be tripping you up. You're not worried about a question about the neighborhood. You know everything about the neighborhood. And
Right.
that's very, very powerful. I have to ask you, and let's focus on basically this last 3 years. What is the total? Do you have like a total volume that you've been able to accomplish together as a team?
We've sold almost $9 million in our neighborhood.
All right. All right. Great number. Love that. Love that. And what I love also is you continue to increase, okay, year in and year out in growing your presence. Because one thing about any type of marketing, it's time and consistency. Time and consistency. You want to snap your fingers and just have all the homeowners love me, know me, and want to use me, but it doesn't work that. It's a process.
Right.
So with that process, you guys created your own logo, okay?
Yes.
Monte Vista Life, which is
Right.
how you message the neighborhood. I love that. I think that's a great idea. Can you share with the viewers? Give us. You want to do something, a mailer, and then something physical every single month. Can you go through some of those things that you do on a consistent basis?
Sure. So we are definitely known for, we do a shred-a-thon every October. So people in our neighborhood, and actually even around outside our neighborhood, because we invite communities outside our neighborhood as well, know that usually around October 13th, 14th, 15th, we are going to be having a shred-a-thon. So they wait for that. When we're usually walking the neighborhood, they'll ask us, "You're doing a shred-a-thon this year, right?" So that's usually in October. We do
flags for April,
May. We do flags for Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Put out, and it usually takes us about 6 hours because the ground is very hard to put these flags in. So
we have our little screwdriver. We're like,
yeah, we usually put them down by the end of the driveway, so everybody gets a flag, and it really makes the neighborhood look cohesive and beautiful for the Memorial Day weekend. And a lot of people keep those flags up through 4th of July, through Labor Day weekend.
And we've had a lot of people say, "Thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it." Blah blah blah. So everyone loves it.
Yeah. We did a Kona ice truck last summer when a lot of people and a lot of kids were stuck inside. And so we sponsored a Kona ice truck, and they came. We had about 55 plus people come out for Kona ice. So we do something, or otherwise we'll do a tangible item. We just did
the Love It or Listed.
The Love It or Listed, or January we did little Kleenexes that said "Nobody Knows," NOSE, the market, the Monte Vista Market, like Holly and Kim.
I like that.
We kind of want to be creative and give them something tangible. So people are starting to recognize us, know us, so it's great.
Mm-hmm. And then during the holidays, we the last 3 years we've done either a sock drive for the homeless and a food drive for Foothills Food Bank. So we do a lot of charity events, and then in return we gave in November we gave pies to the homeowners who donated 5 cans of food or more. And then in December, we did cookies. We had Nam's Bakery donate all the cookies. And they got a free couple cookies if they donated socks for the homeless. So we've done that. So we do that every year too. So people kind of look forward to that stuff, I think, as well.
Yeah.
I see a question that came through, and it's timely, and because we covered the print. Where do you get your print? Who does your printing?
Desert Lifestyle Publishing.
There you go. Thank you.
Sure.
And now you also do on a consistent basis just listed and just sold mailers.
Yes.
Okay. Do you do that for what you sell or what sells in the market overall?
We just do it for what we sell.
Okay.
We do a just listed and a just sold. Lately, our just listeds, they get our just listed. By the time they get our just listed, it's already just sold. So it's a good problem to have, but.
At the end of the year, though, well, I guess in January, we did one flyer that had Monte Vista as a whole. So we did market stats for a year in review of 2020, and we had the average sales price of single-story homes versus two-story homes, and days on market and things like that. But it wasn't just for our listings. We did a separate piece. We did say we've sold 6 listings and we've done this year, but the market as a whole for Monte Vista, this is what your neighborhood looks like. So.
Okay, that's great. And something you mentioned there, I just want to key in is, we all know properties are selling quickly, but I always love to ask this question, that what they don't realize, and we want to make sure that all the clients really internalize this, is, if one house could be listed 100 times by 100 different agents, the reality that the net to the seller in that example would be the same regardless of who's managing that process. I think we all can agree it wouldn't be identical. So my message is, the agent and the company you choose matters. And you want to make sure you're choosing that person, specifically in an environment now. If you're not somebody who really can think through and manage multiple offers, your client's going to potentially leave thousands of dollars on the table, specifically like some of the numbers that both of you are talking about, because things are moving quickly.
Right. We did have a situation where the homeowner went with a previous agent. They didn't stage the house or anything like that. The house didn't sell. He called us. We put it on the market. We swapped out his furniture for what we thought would be better furniture in the house. The house was dark. We staged it, put in light furniture and staging stuff that was ours. And we sold the house in 13 days. And of course, he was thinking I should have gone with you guys in the first place. So it does make a difference, what you do as an agent. Just putting the house on the market, putting a sign in the front yard and praying is not going to work all the time, so.
Well, that was a great example. Well, the reality of it is selling and maximizing my value is two different things. I'll go with, in this environment, anyone can sell your house. They may cost you $75,000 extra, but yeah, they could sell your house. It's really who's doing it right. People, that staging, this came up last month or the month before, last week or the week before, on the importance of staging a property and what it can do, and how powerful that can be. So kudos, great example.
So on probably a couple of hours staging before photo shoots, typically.
Yeah. And let me tell you, not only is it time well spent and separates you from a big group of sales executives, in the industry and in the market, but again, it helps a buyer, ultimately pay more and pay it all. Okay, in many cases, because they're not. Listen, I've been in the business now 35 years, and I still don't have the ability to walk into a project and see what it's going to look like when it's done. I remember doing a renovation in my house, and I had the contractor, we'll do this, and this, and this. And I'll go, all right, well, when that's done, I'll tell you if I like it.
We've actually had some clients say to us, oh my gosh, our house looks so great, we don't want to sell it.
See, that's it, because they don't have that vision. And that turns into sales, and it turns into more money for our clients. So I love it.
Right.
How much time do you guys have to invest? You're doing your own business. So you're certainly working on other things and have other responsibilities in life. How much on a monthly basis do you guys spend just on the farm area?
About 6 to 7 hours. If we are door knocking and delivering things, depending on what it is, that could take anywhere from 4 to 5 hours doing that. And then we used to not be as productive, and next month is coming up, what should we do? Well, now we planned out our year in January, so in advance, so we know what we're going to do now. So all the planning is done. The time that we spend now is either door knocking, putting the items out, doing an event,
creating a flyer,
ordering the products,
stuffing the bags.
Takes a little bit.
That takes about an hour.
That takes a long time. So it depends on what actually event or item we're doing. So anywhere from like 4 to 7 hours a month, I would say.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's great. And as you grow, I mean, and you guys will make this decision or not, you'll be able to maybe take some of those activities, not all, because some of them it needs to be both of you. That's what makes it special. But other activities can be done by an assistant or somebody else and can save you some of that time. But I think that's
We've paid the kids to stuff the bags before.
That's a good move. That's a good move. I love that. We have another question. Let me bring that up. Go ahead.
Who does all their layouts for the magazine or their flyers? Who does the layout?
Yeah. Who does the layouts of the magazines?
So the product is done by DLP. The front page, if we want to add, let me see. Yeah, if we want to add.
We just tell them that we want to put our featured listing there. But they create the whole thing.
They create the content on the inside, and in the back we create.
I can't do this.
Wait, where is it?
There you go. That's good.
So the stats.
We send this to them, from information we get on the MLS.
All right. So you send the back page.
Yes, we just started doing. We used to put information about us, but we just started doing testimonials on the back from people that we've sold their houses. Because the neighbors know everybody, so they know who's giving us testimonials, whose houses we're selling. So
I love that. Now, on the inside of the brochure, who does that content?
They do. The company does.
The company does. So you only really, the content that you're focused on is that back page.
Yeah, or the front, or the little bit in the front corner.
If we don't like the front design, we'll ask them for something different. If we don't like what's inside, we'll ask them for something different. So we have a say, we have a choice, but typically we've been working with them for so long, they know what we're looking for. And so we usually don't have to make too many changes.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long. We just had to put ours in for last Wednesday for next month. So it took maybe a half an hour to pull the numbers and write it up and send it to her. So it's not too much.
All right. Understood. Another question.
Do you door knock during the week or on weekends?
Okay. The question is, do you both? Do you door knock during the week and on weekends? Beautiful.
Yes. Kind of when we can fit in our schedule. So it really, or like in February, we wanted to get it out right before Valentine's Day. So we did that Friday prior. I think Valentine's Day was on Sunday. Right. So we did it like that Friday.
Yeah. And usually we'll do it early in the morning, especially in the summertime. We'll start really early because it gets hot. So.
No, understood. Makes sense. Any other questions?
How many homes in their market?
There's 302 homes. Okay. 302. See, I'm learning. All right, question. Now that you've been doing this for a while and you're continually innovating, what are some of the new ideas? I know we talked a little bit about, you're gathering emails of everyone so you can more effectively communicate. Anything on the future docket that you're thinking about putting together?
Yes, actually, well, COVID kind of threw us a loop, a little curveball last year. Because our HOA was very strict and they did not want gatherings. So a lot of events that we had planned, we had to kind of put on hold. Sure. But this month we are actually doing a pizza event. We have a company that brings a wood burning stove, and we have a little cute saying that, for people that are, don't want to cook anymore, order a pizza. So we're not providing the pizzas because that would be a lot of money. But however, we are going to provide a choice of a salad for whoever orders a pizza. And we will cover that cost. And we do partner up with mortgage companies and title reps to help also subsidize everything, and it gets their marketing out into the neighborhood as well. So that is going to be this month. So there's an app. They'll go on. We'll put it out in an email. We'll put it out on the Facebook page. There'll be an app. They'll go and they'll order their pizza, and they'll RSVP with us. And usually when we have them RSVP when they come to pick up the salad or they drop off their stuff for shredathons, where we always have them sign in. So that's how we capture their information. So we'll capture their information when we give them their salads, so we can say, we just want to thank you again, send you something. And we haven't really had anybody not want to give us their information. So
they've been all happy to do so. We have our own Facebook page, right?
Yeah, and our website. Do we?
I love it.
Facebook page and website, and we do want to start email marketing this year. So we want to try and capture those emails, but nothing takes the place of the face. People enjoy seeing us walking the neighborhood all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we will do a walking flyer around prior to the pizza event, just to let them know and show them where to sign up and that kind of thing. So
yeah. Well, we were talking earlier before we went on air about, I think we're hopefully, fingers crossed, toes crossed, that we're close to around the corner past this COVID scenario. I mean, I think you guys have done such a phenomenal job building that rapport. One of your events has got to be some sort of block party down the road, of something where you're just hanging out, speaking to everyone, and you're really having that quality time, because you've really done such a great job in building that type of rapport with the neighborhood that I think you'd have a lot of people turn out for that. That'd be exciting.
Yeah.
Almost there.
On board.
Exactly. All right, Annie. I have another note here on, your benefit certainly is getting the homes listed by any homes in the neighborhood out of those 302. But, in the future, now that you've laid this groundwork, you can really start now looking for referral business. So to your point, as someone says, hey, I moved in here, we thought about selling, but you know what? After your staging, we're staying, okay? But you know what? They can still be a referral opportunity for you to say, no, but you've got to talk to my friend. You got to talk to my cousin. They don't live in this neighborhood. They live in X neighborhood. And it still opens you up for other business, even though it's outside of this direct. So that will be exciting. Anything else? Oh, one other. I apologize. I didn't want to miss this either. Let me tell you, I took good notes.
You took really good.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you do something that so many people don't do, and this is a powerful one. You go to the virtual HOA meetings and listen to what's going on, which, as we all know, can be hell. Okay, so you go to those meetings. Tell the viewers about that. Share. Oh,
Are you there?
Yeah, now you're back. Go ahead.
We actually had a neighbor contact us about putting information on his house and putting his house on the market, and we met with him, and he was talking about his common wall outside, and we were asking him, are there things that need to be done inside your house in the backyard? And he says, well, the common wall outside is chipping, and the paint is chipping, and it looks really bad. And I said to him, don't worry about it. The HOA takes care of that. And I said, I believe we are having an HOA meeting, in a couple of weeks. And that's one of the topics we're talking about. And I'll get back to you. And I went to the virtual HOA meeting, and they talked about them, when they were going to start the process of painting the common wall. So I was able to get back to him to let him know, hey, no problem. The common walls are going to be painted, and that's going to be taken care of. And he, because he didn't go to the virtual meeting or anything like that.
We never do. Okay, homeowners never do. It's like there's the same group goes every single time. That is, I got to believe he was thrilled that he didn't have to go to the meeting and still got the information.
Right.
And we've gotten some other good insider information, that we've been able to use for our business and for homeowners, and so
we know the president very well.
Yeah.
So whenever we see him, when we're walking the dogs, we always stop and communicate with
there
him.
You go. Just knowing he's the president is a plus right there.
Right.
All right. Anything else that you would like to share to any of our viewers?
I would just say if you're gonna start geographical farming and you're gonna first, pick an area that you think is gonna be manageable. And I would just say be consistent, and get yourself out into the neighborhood and be known by the people in the neighborhood. Consistency is definitely a key. And once we started becoming consistent, we definitely have the market share in our neighborhood. And so it's very important to be consistent.
Yes.
Amen. Amen. I think we have another question. Go for it.
How many homes are you selling in your farm per year?
Uh,
I heard
the-
6, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. How many homes, just approximately, are you selling in the market per year?
In
Like
our
what did you
neighborhood?
do this? Yeah, in the neighborhood.
Last year we sold 6, but the year
Okay.
sold 3 or 4. So it's different every year, but we're getting, we're gaining momentum with our consistent marketing. So we're hoping, for more this year as well. But
Got
I
it.
mean, since our price point is higher, one sale basically pays for our marketing for the whole year.
Mhm.
No, I love it. Yeah, and
so we're not like negative or anything,
no. Well, 6. Let me tell you, 6 at even a $700,000 price. That's 4.2 million. So you're doing just this last year. You did 5 million, and what's key about that is, guys, if you're starting this and you're saying, okay, I've been doing it for 6 months and it's not working,
Keep
you're
going.
looking at it wrong. Yeah, you're not looking at it right. This now you guys have laid the groundwork in the early times, and you're going to reap the benefits now going forward. And it's big. I mean, if you did 5 million a year just out of this farm area, which is where you're at now, that's a nice little boost to invest 4 to 7 hours a month. Okay, not too shabby. That
They
is
say
pretty
the
good.
average person like 20 pieces of mailing to remember you, type.
Yeah.
So
Our very first listing that we got in there, the sellers had our marketing material and they said, we keep these, so it's good to hear that people aren't just tossing it, because unfortunately by our mailboxes, we have garbage cans. And I am one of those people that when I see junk mail, and I toss it in the garbage can. And hopefully these are nice enough that people aren't just tossing these.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. So.
Yeah. Well, and they're not only beautiful, but what's key about that is when you turn on the back and you see information about your neighborhood that's relevant to you, that increases your percentages of keeping that information, because it's not just general. It has to do with my neighborhood, and I want to keep that. And we talked about this. I think that's one of the reasons the neighborhood reports are so successful, because it's all about where they live. It's not a general aspect about a zip code or something along those lines, which there's just too much information in there. It's just not relevant enough to me as an individual. Like your information is extremely relevant. So that's always a plus. Any other questions?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
When starting a new farm, what would you give out and how often at the beginning?
So they're asking if they're going to start a new farm, okay, at the beginning, how often would you do something, and maybe the same as what you're already doing, and what would you do?
I would recommend doing something twice a month. I would say at least one mailer and one,
door knocking.
tangible item. And then if you have a dog, go in the neighborhood, start walking your dog in the neighborhood, start
Great.
talking to people. If you have a baby, put the baby in the
Stroller.
and just walk around the neighborhood. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've had a baby, but
Put the dog in the stroller. You win twice.
Yeah, there you go.
Put
Put the
the
dog in
like,
the stroller.
a few people who have their dogs in strollers around.
I love it.
Yeah, but I would say at least do something twice a month. I mean, you have to get yourself out there and you
Consistency.
have to be consistent. We literally are the only agents that market to this neighborhood on a consistent basis.
Yeah,
Wow.
and choose one that has a higher turnover rate with sales. That would be don't pick one where people never move, because then you're wasting time.
And maybe also do a little research and find out, is there a predominant agent in that market already?
Yeah, don't do one that's already saturated.
Totally agree. I think those are 2 huge tips along those lines. Any other questions? Nothing? All right. I want to thank you both for your time today. I want to reiterate, something that cannot be missed is your message on consistency and your willingness not only to do it by passive mail, you are doing physical relationship building, and the mail is backing up your physical efforts. And I think that is a key point to both of your successes. I so appreciate. I know you're going to read some of these comments, but they love you dearly. You do such a great job. They call you the dream team, and I can see why. And we really appreciate you being here today. Thank you
Well,
both.
thanks, Mark. Thanks for
You're
having
welcome.
us.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, Kim. You're welcome, Molly. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.